Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
All right, y'all. We are live, direct, live and direct, in full effect.
Welcome.
Come on in. We gotta get into it. We gotta get into this topic, man. We got Rihanna, you know, basically like an assassin attempt on her life. We got Ray J calling out Snoop Dogg for being the new Suge Knight, which we're gonna get into, and why he calling out Snoop. Yeah, but this strange situation with Rihanna, I think is a little bit more to that than a crazed fan just shooting up their house, knowing that she was there,
Yeah, it's an odd story.
It's an odd story. So come on in, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all smash the like button upon entering. We're gonna give y'all a few minutes to come in here real quick. Let me go and get into a quick commercial. This video is sponsored by 90dayherbals.com.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightanddayherbals.com.
All right, y'all. So we got to get into it, man. So recently, Rihanna house was targeted by a supposed strange, fan. The fan was, had an AR-15 basically and shot up the house. They said they found about 10 bullet holes. Rihanna was home, and that's what makes it strange and why we feel like it's something more deeper, because they knew Rihanna was home. And let's just go ahead and get into this real quick. Let me go ahead and pull up the news.
Very strange.
Very strange. All
Very
right.
strange indeed.
All right, so this is Fox LA, Los Angeles, Fox LA. LAPD identifies suspect in Rihanna's house shooting. Let's get into it.
More this morning about it. The suspect arrested after a shooting outside singer Rihanna's Beverly Crest mansion.
Gigi Graciette is live there at outside the home with more on this. Gigi.
That's right, Bob and Jen. The LAPD has identified the woman accused of shooting up the outside of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's Los Angeles home yesterday afternoon as 35-year-old Ivanna Ortiz. She is behind bars this morning, being charged with attempted murder. Her bail set at $10,225,000. Now, this morning, we're outside the Beverly Crest home, just off of Coldwater Canyon, and you can see the white gate to the property, and you see that white tape there. That is actually covering up 5 bullet holes.
That's
and those
crazy.
were just some of the gunfire, some of the shots fired here yesterday afternoon. Now take a look at the video.
The white Tesla, if you went down Coldwater, 10 gunshots fired from the vehicle to gate code 3. It's an
The shooting happening in broad daylight around 1:20 Sunday afternoon in the normally quiet Beverly Crest neighborhood. People who heard the shooting told police it was a barrage of bullets, some hitting the front gate, as you saw there, others reportedly making their way to the entrance of the home behind the gate, but thankfully no one was injured. Now, witnesses were able to check their security cameras and described the shooter as a blonde woman with her hair in braids in a white Tesla with paper plates, last seen heading northbound on Coldwater Canyon. LAPD's air unit quickly spotting the car and following it all the way to the Sherman Oaks Galleria on Sepulveda and Ventura Boulevard, where she turned into the parking area, and that's where police took her into custody. They say they found inside the Tesla an assault-style rifle they believe was used in the shooting. And again, that suspect now identified as Ivanna Ortiz. She's 35 years old. What is her connection to the singers? If any, we don't know. Police aren't saying, but she has been booked for attempted murder. Yesterday, we spoke to some of the neighbors here who heard the gunfire.
It was really loud, and everything echoes in this valley. You can hear everything. A shot, it's not something you expect.
My first thought was, really? Because, again, given the neighborhood, you don't usually expect for there to be drive-by shootings in a place like this, but they're everywhere now.
You can only imagine nerves were extremely rattled. We understand from officials that Rihanna was home at the time of the shooting. Unclear if ASAP Rocky and their 3 small children were here. Bringing it back here live. We're not going to show you, but there is a heavy security presence, private security working for Rihanna and ASAP Rocky up and down this block. Unclear if they were here yesterday. We do not believe they were outside the home yesterday. Obviously, Rihanna has had her run-in with stalkers. One of her homes in the Hollywood Hills was burglarized. But again, if you're just joining us here on Good Day LA, the LAPD has now identified the shooting suspect as Ivanna Ortiz. She's 35 years old. She'll be 36 in June. She's been booked for attempted murder. Her bail set over $10 million.
See, and that's what makes it strange, that for the fact that they knew Rihanna was home, the security wasn't no security around outside. Like usually it'd be security outside patrolling the premises. There was no security. She was home by herself, no ASAP Rocky. And, you know, the house was, you know, basically shot up. AR-15, a woman, supposedly the AR-15. That's insane.
So I wonder if it's possible that that it could be somebody else and not this specific woman.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, they claim that one of the neighbors seen a blonde-haired girl on a with braids on the security footage,
right,
driving away in a Tesla. But I wonder if it could be like circumstantial, that it might not even be this individual, and that, like you said, a professional hit. Because you about to pull up her social media?
Yeah, I'm pulling this up.
Yeah.
The Neighborhood Talk had posted this, and so
something's
she
off
added,
about this.
Yeah, February 23rd, she added Rihanna. Ivanna Ortiz added her. I think this is Facebook. It says, "Are you at Bad Girl Riri? Are you there? Because I was waiting for you. I was waiting for your ass. 5-head self and saying something to me directly instead of sneaking around like you talking to me where I'm not at." So she said, did you get out this sunny afternoon? That was February 27th. It's some videos. There's a series of videos of this chick speaking. So let's go ahead and get into this shit.
You can't fuck with me, Cardi B. You're supposedly busy right now. But you know who has the cutest outfit tonight? You know who's the cutest tonight? I am. I'm the cutest tonight. You ain't doing nothing to me. You ain't messing with me.
She said Kim Kardashian is also on her list too. Wow, brains. Oh, so she's going at Cardi B. So what this bitch is some type of fucking mental case? I don't know. She look. Let me just go to the next. Let me keep going through these videos, y'all.
Ain't nobody pressed. Ivanna's not pressed. Is Cardi B pressed? Shardy B?
She's weird.
Very, very strange.
The fuck?
Very strange.
What the fuck is wrong with this?
It's giving like MK Ultra vibes.
Yeah, right. This is spaced out.
Yeah, I was just in San Francisco last week. Actually, this week.
Yeah,
That's how MK Ultra victims
No
act.
one wanted me to go to what Cardi B had going on.
All right, let me go through some of these more.
Well, some of these crazy fans do be MK Ultra.
Ooh, I wonder why.
The real crazy.
Ooh, I wonder why. Ooh. Ooh, I wonder why. Ooh, I wonder why. Ooh. Ooh, I wonder why.
Yeah, that's she's
They still know it's me.
it's MK Ultra, my
I'm
nigga.
what you can't stand to see. I'm everything you want to be. Jealousy, jealousy.
What?
They still know it's me. I'm everything
Yeah.
you want to be. I'm what you want to see. Jealousy, jealousy. Book. That's what it took. Cause these bitches is acting like they doing shit. Cause these bitches is acting like they talking shit. Book.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
That's
Just
what it
something
took.
wrong. Just
Cause these bitches is acting like they doing shit.
so yeah.
So many trash cans, so many heads dropped.
All right, so it's also Kim. She got Kim Kardashian on there, Kris Jenner, Chloe, Mariah Carey, and Ariana Grande. So what the fuck is this? Her hit list? Is this a hit list?
Can
So
be
this is
anything, bro.
right. This is the woman's social media. I don't even look like the same woman, does it? I don't even look like the same damn woman. Tell you the truth.
I mean, makeup make a hell of a difference.
Yeah, that's true. So this bitch got priors. She got priors.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she's like a mental patient,
Yeah.
and a lot of those mental patients, a lot of them be under MK Ultra,
Right.
cause that's where a lot of some of the doctors that be working in those crazy places where the crazy people go,
Yeah.
they be part of government experiments and shit.
Right.
And
Just
if you do the background on a lot of the lone shooters, like the one who shot up the movie theater, Sandy Hook guy, like if you do
yeah.
research, you'll see they all were on psych meds. They all were like,
Right.
you know, went through the crazy house, and a lot of them be MK Ultra experiments. This woman, you think she handled the AR-15, man? You think
I
she was the
don't,
one with the AR-15, bro?
and where the fuck did she get the AR-15?
Does she look like she would even know how to handle an
No.
AR-15, bro?
No.
Unless she got
No.
split personalities, like they do that with MK Ultra. One
Right.
personality could be this little social media brat who just want to get attention on social media and calling out celebrities, but then her alter ego would be some fucking hitman, a hit
Right.
woman, like the Point
Right.
of No Return or some shit like that, or Nikita or some shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't think this was just a random crazy
I, I
so-called
don't think so
fan,
neither.
like the story that the mainstream media is spinning. I honestly don't believe that's what it is. If she was
So
even the one that even was there, like that pulled the trick, because they could easily they could easily arrest someone and put that on them. They could easily do that. The news
right.
is so manipulated. It truly is. It's very manipulated.
So I'm thinking. So we all know that there's some prominent people that's trying to get a hold of all these artists publishing because
Mm-hmm.
they created, launched, and digitized the whole entertainment industry and put it on the blockchain. So they're going around and they're buying up these top artists catalogs. I think Britney Spears just sold her for like 250 million. Um, they kind of like scared and forced goddamn Taylor Swift to sell hers, and then she ended up buying hers back. Biggie whole estate sold off his whole image and likeness and publishing. It seemed like they targeted Jay-Z to get his after they sent Gayle King to interview him and basically at the Book of Hove library, and basically she asked him would he ever sell his publishing. I think that was like you know, them basically seeing where he was at far as selling his music publishing and all that.
And they got it on camera too, huh?
Got it on camera, facts.
Got it on camera, right? Yep.
So Rihanna, you know, her publishing is worth billions as well. So
And she owns it all.
So Rihanna has not sold her entire music. All right, so this is, I had to look it up. So Rihanna has not sold her entire music catalog, but signed a worldwide publishing deal with Sony. There goes Sony again. / ATV Music Publishing in 2019. This agreement covers her songwriting catalog and future works, while she has not sold her rights. Some individuals' smaller royalties and specific songs have appeared at an auction. So Rihanna still owns most of her publishing. All right, so details of the deal. 2019 deals with Sony ATV covers the extensive career, including the light works, Needed Me, and Love on the Brain. Context: the deal was seen as a major move in 2019, reuniting her with executive John Platt. No sell. Unlike many artists recently selling their catalogs, Rihanna has retained ownership of her publishing catalog, only entering representation deals. So she only did representation deals. She have not sold her publishing. She still outright owns most of her, if not all of her publishing. So this make you think, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure she already had offers. Like, people already, these companies that's buying out these artists publishing, they're approaching everybody. They're approaching all the major artists in the industry
That still own all they.
that still own their publishing.
And if they don't hand them over, something bad happened to them. Either they got a lawsuit about touching somebody, you know, or they get taken out.
Prime
You know what I'm
example,
saying?
Smokey Robinson
Smokey
right
Robinson.
now. Yeah, he's caught up in a criminal investigation for sexual assault. Smokey
Right.
Robinson. You know, he's part owner and most of the catalog he owns for Motown. That's one of the biggest catalogs in the music industry. They want to definitely get their hands on for this. And Smokey Robinson is the leadway to that. So now we didn't never heard about Smokey being in no sexual allegations, not even no dirt, period. He was the Smokey Robinson, he was like the squeaky clean guy in the industry.
Motherfucker almost 90 years old and you haven't
Yeah.
heard nothing about him.
Nothing
Then all
about
of a
Smokey
sudden,
Robinson.
when these industries want to basically bogart all of their publishing, now all of a sudden he's a sex offender. Like yeah, that's wild. Yeah,
Right.
that's wild. And we see how aggressive they get when they coming after the publishing. Look what they did to Michael Jackson.
Right. Still coming after his estate.
Shit, they probably even knocked Elvis off back in the day.
Yeah.
They could have poisoned Elvis. 'Cause you gotta think about it.
Well, we know they
Sony
knocked off Sam Cooke. We know they knocked Sam
Bro,
Cooke
they
off
could
when
have
he
knocked
was
off all these artists who
Yeah.
didn't want to sell their publishing and shit, their music. Those record companies are like organized crime.
You said why Rihanna? Because Rihanna has one of the biggest publishing. She's one of the biggest publishing holders of her music in the industry. That's worth
Right.
billions of dollars.
Facts.
You gotta understand, these people need to get their hands on all this music for what they about to set up with the whole entertainment industry with the blockchain.
Right.
They need to tokenize
They
all the entertainment and put it on the blockchain. That's their whole aim for this.
all this is connected, y'all. Even it's all connected. Even with the shit that Trump doing, invading all these countries for their resources. It's all the same. Like they want all these assets. They want them all on a blockchain, so they can digitize everything.
Right.
And right now they going after everything, tying up loose ends because they're close. They about to pass new crypto bills and all that, so they're very close to accomplishing their goals of putting everything on this blockchain.
Right.
And the music, the industry, the artists, that music is going to be worth quadruple, maybe 100 times over actually
Yeah,
on a blockchain,
right.
because they're gonna basically they can sell pieces of it off to the general public, which has never been done before. So this is something big. Like this is a multi-trillion-dollar industry we talking about, and Rihanna's music alone is could be worth billions.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that right there is telling you these companies, they know what's coming, so they're actually rounding up these artists who still own a publishing, and they coming after them. They coming after
right.
them. They coming after them just like Trump is in Israel's going after other countries right
Fact.
now. It's
Y'all,
it's all connected. It's all connected.
and y'all remember what happened to the Godfather of music, Black Godfather of music, Clarence Avant, when his wife was killed by, in her home with a shotgun, and he was basically a music executive and advisor for the top people in the music industry, including Clive Davis, including Jay-Z, including like from over 60 years. They crept in there and shot his wife dead. He kind of sent him, into a whole, mental state. I think the last outing you see him was at the Rock Nation brunch taking pictures with Diddy and Jay-Z. So they basically moved him out the way to take his position. You know what I'm saying? So
They getting aggressive with all these artists because
right.
look at the ones who just look into these companies owing the money, like Angie Stone. The next thing you know, she's gone.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you got people like what's Tory Lanez, who made millions of dollars just in a couple of minutes by using a blockchain too early. Like he literally put his album on a blockchain and show other artists that you can make millions of dollars in minutes just by putting your album, your music on the blockchain and turn it into tokenizing it and actually creating tokens that your fans could buy. He made millions of dollars just in minutes off his album. And the next thing you know, he was accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion, and we already know what the rest. He's in prison right now, and they denied his appeal.
On the philanthropist.
All right. Yeah. I want to just recollect y'all memory right here. Jacqueline Avant, wife of music icon Clarence Avant, shot and killed in Beverly Hills home. Right where Rihanna and I'm at right now, her house got shot up. So that we trying to just give y'all, a possibility of, what's going on here. Let's get into this real
Jackie
quick.
Avant,
Let
the
me know if y'all can hear
philanthropist
this.
and wife of
Yep.
legendary music executive Clarence Avant, was shot and killed Wednesday in their Beverly Hills home. She was 81. According to documents provided to The Hollywood Reporter by the Beverly Hills Police Department, its communications center received a call at 2:23 a.m. in response to a shooting. Upon arrival, police discovered a victim with a gunshot wound. The person was transported to Cedars-Sinai Hospital but did not survive. Clarence Avant was not injured, which was confirmed by a Netflix spokesperson, as Jackie and Clarence's daughter Nicole Avant is married to Netflix co-CEO and Chief Content Officer Ted Sarandos. Beverly Hills Police Chief Mark G. Stainbrook spoke on the tragedy, saying, "I don't think it's a random attack," and noted that the investigation was very fluid, encouraging the public to come forward with any relevant information. Stainbrook also shared a message from the Avant family, which read in part, "Jacqueline was an amazing woman, wife, mother, and philanthropist, and a 55-year resident of Beverly Hills who has made an immeasurable positive impact to the arts community. She will be missed by her family, friends, and all of the people she has helped throughout her amazing life." Born Jacqueline Alberta Gray, Jackie was a former Ebony Fashion Fair model known for her philanthropy. She served as president of the Neighbors of Watts, a support group for the South Central Community Child Care Center, and as an entertainment chairman of the Now Benefit Auction and Now membership. She was married to Clarence Avant, known as the godfather of black music, who is a pioneering dealmaker and Grammy-winning exec who has mentored and helped launch the careers of countless artists in the music and entertainment industries, including Bill Withers and Michael Jackson, just to name a few. Following the news, Hollywood figures took to social media to pay tribute. Tyler Perry wrote, "My heart breaks for Clarence and Nicole and all the Avant family. This world can be so cruel and cold. I have no idea what kind of subhuman could shoot an 81-year-old woman and in her own home, but you can rest assured that every available resource will be used to find whoever is responsible for this awful nightmare. This is tremendously sad. Quincy Jones wrote in part, "The heaviness of my heart today is unlike any other that I have ever experienced in my life. The news of the tragic loss of my beautiful sister-in-law, Jackie Avant, is devastating beyond words." Magic Johnson described Avant as the sweetest person you could ever meet. And Viola Davis expressed her shock over the news of Avant's death, tweeting, "So sorry for the Avant family. My heart goes out to you. Oh my God, where are we? What are we?" For more on this ongoing story, head to the article.
They crept in there and killed that woman. I mean, basically get him out the way. That's what I believe.
That was a threat to him.
Yeah, it was.
For
Yeah.
him to, it's probably like they probably went in his crib and probably did it right in front of him, and he just can't say nothing about it. And it was probably conversations had before it was done and everything.
Right.
Because you gotta think about it. These people move. These people are the mafia.
Yeah, they move
Like
like the mafia.
they run they shit. They run they shit like it's organized crime.
And the thing about it, he's been around since the beginning of, when the mafia was involved with the music industry. He's been around since then. So he didn't have run-ins with the mafia and all that because he's been around since then. So being as though he was the black godfather of the black music, they pretty much pushed him to the side. Next thing you know, you see Diddy and Jay-Z at the Rock Nation Burns taking pictures with him.
Right.
And I'm like, that shit seemed kind of strange. And then his wife is,
And he ain't have a choice but to be there.
Right.
Cause you would have never seen him at no.
You would never seen him at that shit.
Yeah, no. Unless it was required for him to go.
Right.
And that was probably basically him going over to hand over the crown to whoever they wanted to go to.
Right.
But it seems like it ain't going to nobody at this point, because now they have the Jay-Z, because they thought that Jay-Z would sell his publishing, but Jay-Z ain't gonna sell that shit.
He ain't gonna sell that shit because he knows.
And this was a threat to Rihanna. If you see her all of a sudden start selling off her publishing, we know for sure.
Keep in mind, keep in mind what he just said. You start seeing Rihanna sell off her publishing, just remember this live stream. Remember what we told y'all. And this ties into what Ray J calling out Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg got control of Death Row's publishing right now.
Right.
And all the artists on there, even his own cousin, is calling Snoop out. Like, they really going in on Snoop heavy, like to the point, like his cousin ain't even got no love for Snoop no more because of this shit. So we gotta switch gears and get into that, because all that shit ties into this too, with the with the publishing and all that. All right. So this video, let's get into a quick commercial break. We're gonna get back to Ray J calling out Snoop for calling him the new Suge Knight. Let's get into
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
All right, we are back. The link to our shop is in the description of this video. The QR code is in the corner if you're watching from your TV or another device. That leads you straight to our website, where we sell nothing but natural herbal products. Make sure y'all check us out. nightandayherbals.com. Shop with us, order from us, and we will ship your products out in a timely fashion. We definitely appreciate all y'all that have been shopping with us lately. We've been getting y'all orders in. Y'all orders will be shipped out. So we appreciate all the love and support y'all been showing. We got to get into this, man. So earlier, Ray J called out Snoop Dogg. And Snoop Dogg and Ray J are blood cousins, right along with Daz. They all related. And let me see if I'm trying to pull this up. Hold on, y'all. Where the hell is that? Where is this at?
It's crazy how all these celebrities are related, right?
Right.
Almost like there's one big club.
And you ain't in it.
and
it one big club and we ain't in it. Yeah. All right,
Just saying.
Yeah. All right, let me pull up Ray J, man. Pull Ray J up.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
Ray Gay out here. You don't know what he gonna do next or what he gonna
Right.
say
What are you
next.
gonna do or say next? Right. All right. Let me pull this up for y'all. Please make sure y'all hitting that like button, please.
And subscribe if you haven't
Subscribe if you
already.
haven't. All
Make sure
right.
you
So we
click
got
the notification bell also if you subscribe. It's
so
very
we got
important.
Ray J calling out Snoop Dogg and demands that he explain why people are calling him the new Suge Knight because he's basically over there, he's publishing over there. Let's get into it.
Hey yo, Snoop, you my relative. I talked to Julian, I talked to Daz, I talked to Corrupt, I talked to everybody, and everybody's telling me you turned into the new Suge. I don't want to believe that, Snoop. I don't want to believe that you turned into the new Suge. I want to believe that you've given everybody what they deserved. And everything that they ever didn't get, you taking over death row was supposed to be the one to be the savior to give everybody what they needed. Word on the street is that you haven't given anybody nothing. And you became the new Suge. I don't want to believe that, Snoop. I want you to respond, and I want you to tell me that you're not the new Suge. I want you to tell me that you gave everybody all the publishing and all the rights and everything that they deserved. Everybody from our cousin Daz to, Julian, to whoever else is talking shit, right? I don't give a fuck about nobody else but niggas that's related to us. I said 2 niggas that is in our bloodline, and you're a great person. I love you. Can you please tell everybody that I'm tripping and that you have not become Suge Knight? Because if you have, then we'll deal with that and we'll figure it out. But everybody's feelings are hurt. Nobody feels like you have come through for them. Everybody from the LBC to Carson to Compton to Los Angeles all the way up to Santa Clarita. But you've been keeping all the money and you're super rich. I love you, Snoop. Please respond to this because I'm not here to try to point the finger. But when Dash tells me something, Julian tells me something, and then there's like 20 other people that's telling me other things that are surprising. Because the last thing I thought that you would be is the new Suge Knight. Make it make sense, Snoop. Make it make sense right now. Cause I don't give a fuck, nigga. You know that. You my cousin. But don't ever think that you doing people wrong I'm not gonna let it slide. What are you gonna do to me? Exactly. Let's talk about it. Let's do a sit down and let's figure out, why do people say you're the new Suge? Why do people say that you're fucking them over all their money? Why do people say that you're the worst person in the world right now in LA? Why? When you're my cousin. Let's figure it out. I love you, Snoop. But I also love Daz. I also love Julie. And I also love all my Crip homies and all my blood homies. Don't represent death row if you're Suge Knight again. Unless that's what it is. If you Suge again, fuck it, it's death row. I'm confused.
Wasn't this nigga
Can you
cool with
please
Suge?
make light of what we're going through right now on the West Coast? Snoop, my cousin, sincerely, Ray J. Hey, yo.
First of all, let's address this real quick. Nigga, you got a dad hat on with a Scully hat on with a hoodie under that. Nigga, you are crazy and losing your fucking mind, Ray J. You got a dad hat on over top of a Skelly, over top of a hoodie, my nigga.
Yeah, that shit look weird.
Nigga,
And he got two sets of sunglasses. One on his face and one hanging out of his sweater.
Ray J, you losing your effing mind over there, man.
That's why I said you don't know what this nigga going to do next. I can't take him serious. I don't even believe this nigga's really sick.
Nah, his mom came out and his mom
I still
confirmed
don't
it.
believe that shit. I
But
still don't
think
believe
it's
that shit.
I think he's sick because he was doing a lot of cocaine and stuff. He was doing a lot of cocaine, bro. That shit do mess with your heart.
And wasn't this nigga cool with Suge?
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he's cool with Suge,
So
but
what the fuck? What is he talking about?
Snoop is his cousin though. So and Snoop, he basically saying that Snoop over there, which I'm gonna pull up more videos. We got Daz, we got Danny Boy speaking out against you because Snoop got control of all they publishing over there on Death Row, and they supposed to get their shit back after 30 years.
Bro, I
They supposed
don't
to get their
trust
shit back.
nothing.
So,
I don't trust nothing Ray J says, bro.
so we gotta get into it, man. We gotta get into it. So Daz, which is Snoop cousin as well, he's been on Snoop ass ever since Snoop bought Death Row and basically cut them out of the the publishing and shit. Because I'm guessing that being as though Snoop came in control of Death Row again, these artists thought they would be getting their publishing back. Because it's been over 30 years. Like, you got to think about when Dog Pound and them first came out. This shit is like 30 years, bro. They supposed to get their shit back at a certain time. And they not getting no royalties. They not getting no publishing, no nothing. So let's go ahead and get into this shit. So Daz been taunting Snoop Dogg so much. He did get one response out of Snoop.
And them niggas fake beefing not too long ago. Remember they was fake beefing and then them niggas dropped a song together real quick.
Yeah, but that wasn't fake beef. So, come to find out, it was really about that publishing.
So even back then.
Yeah, even back then. So we don't know what's being said behind the scenes between these people, and we know shit is fucked up as far as with the publishing. We know it's the publishing, but we don't know what's transpiring in the background between these individuals. I'm pretty sure it's nothing good because on the surface they're going at it, and you could tell it's not a fake beef. Them niggas is like, where's my money at, basically? And then it caused Snoop Dogg to basically speak out after Dad's been taunting him for like past couple months. Let's get into this.
I see you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'ma f you up, cuz, on some real shit. Not physically, but business-wise. Cause you broke as a right now, so I'ma f you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the f alone. Leave me alone, cuz. You up. Leave me alone.
So Dad said he mad now. He want to F me up. The business wise and trying to steal everything I own that was on Death Row by forged signatures, not paying royalties since he had the label, using our royalties to pay his staff. They making more than the artist. I sued Suge back in the day, and should I do the same to Cuz? Said it's all in my name. The publishing numbers don't change unless LOL. You a thief. You can't starve me out. Independent. I run my own shit. Always have. You little bitch. And Snoop and Daz has been dropping his own music. Like, he's been dropping new shit, like new albums and new music, for his fans and shit, and making money back off that way because of this, his publishing and shit is tied up with Death Row and Snoop. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can go forward. Some more shit. All right, so this is Dad speaking on it. Let's get into this shit real quick. All right. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, please. So all this shit is surrounding around the publishing and where they going with the new wave of the entertainment world with the blockchain and all that shit. A lot of niggas know that, so that's why they they being on that publishing shit right now.
Scrambling and scraping.
Yeah. All right.
Well, like I was saying, the paw is trademarked. Like I told Snoop, you got rejected and I got accepted. You know what I'm saying? So that was the moneymaker. The paw is like the Apple sign, like I said before. And like I said, they tried to go behind my back and trademark all my work and then flung my face like, yeah.
That's crazy.
We got it. That's all we wanted because I'm finna sell everything for $1 billion to Universal. You know what I mean? But shh, I'll be selling my shit.
Now, what do you mean by selling? He said he was going to sell it, or what? They're selling Death Row, the new Death Row that just came.
Snoop, everything Snoop is involved with, he gonna sell all that shit for $1 billion. You know, cash out for their catalog, and then he sell that shit, and he just start over and make new music. You know, it's easy. You sell what you got. You know what I'm saying? You got all that money. I mean, I'm counting, but I got my own pocket. You know, the shit that I got on the wall right here, you know what I'm saying? The Chronic is already going back to Dr. Dre. Tupac and took all his greatest hits album, all his albums, all his shit back over to Amaru. So what is left on Death Row? But I'm coming to get my shit, so what's going to be left on Death Row? So he got to make new catalog. And that's where all the new cats come in at, you know what I'm saying? Making new content, you know what I mean? And
now you still have albums and stuff over there at Death Row, or what do you have over there? Now, are you part owner of it, or?
No, I'm not an owner.
Okay.
No.
Now, do you own anything over there, or do you write anything?
My publishing and my rights and all that other type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Songs of Songs is in publishing deals. So you might have this one song, you know what I'm saying, there's Doggy Dog World or something. So somebody might sample that song. And now you got different songs made off that songs that you get a piece of that catalog. Now your catalog is a little bit more longer now. I mean, you know, I got all the Tupac stuff. That's separate though. You know what I'm saying? But the Death Row stuff from Gamma on up, not from the past. I'm talking about Gamma on up. You know what I'm saying? From 22 on up. It's like you said, I'm going to give everybody back to publishing. You're live. You ain't paid nobody since day one. You're trying to start out. But you can't starve me out. You can starve them other out, but everybody complaining over there. I just want what's mine, you know what I'm saying?
Now, you haven't got paid for any of your stuff, or how does that work? They just able to take it and it just becomes theirs, or?
You know, that bankruptcy shit, Snoop bought this shit now, from 22 now, got to pay us. And right now they're in there trying to change all the percentages. I don't know what they're doing to say, here, this is what we owe you. You can't just come up with a number and all that other type of shit. Get the split. I mean, y'all doing this. Listen, you guys are really accepting Suge Knight paperwork. All that paperwork Suge Knight had in there that you let me see was fraudulent because you told me, and I got the same paperwork, because my lawyer got the same paperwork where people was forging people's name and all that shit, and you're still abiding by what he got because it's so much money. Like I told everybody else, Death Row makes so much money, you got to steal. And losing everything that you work for it. Who named you gonna hurry up and put it in, sign it over, just to, you know what I mean? The pandemonic and panicking.
Wow.
Dang. All right. So
How
we gonna
Snoop going rub it in his face that he's broke, but Snoop is holding on to his publishing?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Right.
That's
Right.
crazy
Right.
to me. Snoop wild
Exactly.
for that. Snoop
Yeah.
wild for that, bro.
So he basically saying that Snoop is trying to work out a deal with Universal to basically sell the catalog for $1 billion. So that's like old Tupac shit, some other shit with Tupac. I think Tupac Estate got most of his shit, but there's still some shit over there. You got, you know, Daz and Corrupt, you got Dog Pound shit, you got Snoop shit, you got some other things over there. So Danny Boy did an interview with Art of Dialogue, basically breaking down, because you know he got publishing and shit over there as well, from all the Tupac stuff and all his singles and shit that was he's done over there on Death Row. So Danny Boy did an interview with Art of Dialogue. He said Danny Boy said Snoop Dogg is worse than Suge Knight and calls him a snake. So let's go ahead and get into this. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Let's get into this. This is Art of Dialogue interview with Danny Boy.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but Snoop, he blocked you on IG, right?
Oh man, so yeah, as he was sending me these ignorant ass messages, we was going back and forth. And you know, he was saying all these things in my inbox. Like I was telling him, you know how like you came to me with all this God shit, you the devil. You a corny ass nigga. You a bitch. I was saying all this to this inbox, and he was texting back fast on it. Well, I ain't with you like that anyway. Suge bought you around. I don't even know you. Da 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 da. Like,
Dang.
oh, you called me for? So I guess he was trying to make Suge mad to make it look like we was doing business together. Reggie Wright and Suge, though, they kind of was doing an interview about it and they called that shit out. And that's kind of hard to hear because, like, you'll hear a motherfucker talk about Suge. Damn, man, and you heard me talk about it. I am forced to say that nigga is worse than Suge.
Dang.
I mean, all bullshit.
And the thing about it, Suge, even though Suge was doing what he's doing, people still was saying Suge looked out for a lot of people. Like, even though he was the way he was, people were saying they could actually count on Suge when they needed him the most. They could count on him and shit. You know what I mean? So for him to say that Snoop is worse than Suge, shit crazy. Hearing that.
That's
Aside,
wild
let the balloons down.
hold on real quick. That's wild because Snoop had to be saved from Suge at one point.
Yeah,
when
right. Master P
he had
and
to
them,
run
yeah.
down south to Master P
Yeah.
and join the Master P gang.
Yeah.
I mean, No Limit. He joined No Limit because he was trying to escape Suge. You mean to tell me this whole time this nigga was Suge underneath the whole time? Suge
right.
running away from Suge.
Right.
That's wild.
And the thing about it is, Snoop bought Death Row right around the time that Harry O got out of jail too, and they was kind of seen together. So it's, I don't know, it's just crazy. Let's continue though.
Naked room. There's nothing in the room. There's nothing but honesty. Human being wise. A person of moral. And you heard me say a whole lot of shit about Suge. All us got our ways. But as far as a good person and a piece of shit,
dang.
I would say switch names like Snoop Knight.
Snoop Knight.
But that nigga don't deserve to have, the name a knight behind you, or like my name, Stewart. You got to be a good steward over something, or a knight is, mighty king type situation. And they don't even deserve that name, man. That nigga's too fake. That's some fake shit, bro.
Dang.
Snake. And I'm waiting to see, and we shall see how he do the artist that he got over there now.
First of all, who the fuck signed to Death Row right now? Let me look this shit up. I gotta see who's currently signed to Death Row. Any of y'all know in the chat? I'm gonna look it up anyway. But who? I'm gonna look it up now. Who is currently signed to Death Row Records? Let me see who you got over there on the roster. All right, so Death Row Records now owned by CEO Snoop Dogg, features the roster focused on R&B and West Coast hip hop. Key current artists include October, London, the Dog Pound, the Eastsiders, Tonio Armani, and Charlie B. Real. I don't even know who these people are. Tonio Armani.
Artist.
All right, so the label also includes legacy acts of RBX and Lady of Rage. So October London, often considered a flagship artist of the new era, featuring on recent projects. The Dog Pound, of course, that's Corrupt and Daz, rejoined the label in 2024. Yeah, because I remember Snoop put out an album on there. Snoop owner, CEO, active artist.
They was fake beefing.
Yeah.
They was fake beefing because they wanted to release that song.
Right.
That's why I said, damn, how could we even trust this shit? Because they was just
fake
beefing.
The publishing shit is real.
It's weird.
I know.
I'm saying, I understand that, but that's crazy because they was fake beefing just in 2024 when Daz signed up to Death Row again.
Yeah.
And then they dropped that song, and they basically let everybody know that the beef was fake, right, so they could basically push that record. Yeah, that shit's weird.
The Eastsiders, they joined back 2024. Tonio Armani 2025. Charlie B. Real, 2024. Jane Hancock, listed on official roster, and Mark Hughes signed to the label. I don't know who these artists is. I guess these are new artists, up and comings. So the label has recently released the Death Row review compilation of Snoop Dogg Missionary album, highlighted in the current sounds. All right, so yeah, they got some up and comings over there. So let's continue with Danny Boy
The rest of them.
going in on Snoop.
Because he ain't gonna do shit like him and Daz into it. He keep the lady of Rage around. Amazing person. But Rage should damn near be executive around there. That's not what he's doing. He's a mutt.
Damn.
Wow. So comparing the two, you think Suge, he's a better person than Snoop?
He's worse than Suge. Suge took care of his people. Suge took care of him. I don't know what their business was because I told you how I felt about my business, but he took care of us. I think he did what he knew how to do or knew what he thought was right. Did he take some extras? Yeah, he took some extras off the table. But hell no. Man, I can't wait for to hear some of them niggas that's sitting around waiting for Snoop to roll something off the table to their ass.
Damn.
You meet him, he getting everybody these old fake ass baddie chains. You meet him, he throwing you in all this old death row gear, all this shit that say Snoop Dogg on it and shit.
Basically,
Well, he got the right idea, I guess, to have anybody that's relevant to walk around with, I guess, with his logo that he has control over.
Yeah, so he basically rebranded Death Row under his banner, under the Snoop Dogg brand. Got everybody wearing Snoop Dogg shit. I realized that, and even in a new video that they did for that single, he had Daz and Corrupt and all this Snoop Dogg gear and shit. Yeah.
Well, you gotta step on the ones below you to keep yourself
And everybody
elevated.
walking around.
That's how the game is designed.
Right.
If Snoop don't do that, he wouldn't be able to maintain, the shit he got going on.
Yeah.
So that
Right.
so that, and the game teaches them to do that. The game teaches, the crab in the bucket mentality, keep the other one down while you basically go up off their energy. Like that's the shit. That's what it is. That's the game they playing.
I'm being free ass cartoons and commercials for him. Piece of shit.
Dang.
One of my desires in life was to work with him. I don't ever want to work with that nigga again. For nothing. Like, unless somebody like, oh, it's a big bag, death row going on. But that nigga, if he was a death row tour, he wouldn't take nobody that was on death row on it. I wouldn't pay him right. Enough of that. My bad. I keep talking about him. Piece of shit, though. He blocked me, and I went right on there and tagged his ass. Bitch blocked. You a bitch, is what I said.
I think he blocked Daz too.
And I haven't heard from him since. I'm totally fine with that. I'm trying to be more mature because, again, I want people to know me for my music and the gift that I still have. I ain't lost my singing. I'm gonna still keep singing, and I'm gonna run into the right person, the right situation. We're gonna be able to do that, but it's not gonna be, hey, you can have some crumbs, or let me play games with you that you've been playing with when you was a kid. I'm not a kid no more. I don't have to do the talent show shit no more. Through the week, I'm grateful that I got a side gig. I work in a funeral home through the week. I'm grateful for that. So I'm not hungry. But when it comes to music, I do pray that I get to the right person, or the right person get to me, so that I can be on the right stage. Ultimately, that's what it's about. Ultimately, that's what I'm mad about, being paid for the shit that I had on death row. He in control of that. He's not paying shit off of that shit. I had about 4 people contact me over there talking about they trying to get some payments together and this and that. That shit was about a year ago.
Dang.
I was about to ask you about that too. Is he helping you get your money back that you owe?
Hell, nah, no payment for nothing from that point. No payment, right? Just no statements. None of the things that he said he would go in and do. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, to see him, like, you see this clown ass nigga give away money, like, to dumb shit. Not saying it's dumb, but I think, like, he was on one of those other lives and gave Kai Cenat, like, something that was worth so much money.
Dang.
But when a person like Jewel died, I bet you that didn't even go to the surface. I bet you he didn't send a flower. He didn't send a flower to Jewel's funeral.
Sheesh.
You didn't go to
He would
Jewel's
only
service?
hold on, pause that real quick. He gave shit to Kai Cenat because he knew Kai Cenat was his interest into the the younger community. Like the streaming, the younger generation. Because in order to maintain to be Snoop, you got to appeal to the younger generation too, who might not know who you are, and that would be Kai Cenat's audience.
Yeah.
So of course he's strategic. I mean, that's the game that they in. They act like they not. Now this is my question. Not saying Snoop is right, because that is some piece of shit type of stuff. But this is my question: if these dudes was in his same position, would they do the same thing that Snoop is doing? Because you gotta think about it. Snoop was once in their position when he was dealing with Suge.
Yeah, that's true. Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's why
analyzing this shit.
And that's what's making them think like, all right, well, you already know what everybody went through with Suge. Why are you doing the same thing? And I think because Snoop don't have full control. He still has people he has to answer to.
Facts. Oh, you know what this remind me of?
What?
Like back in the day when some of the slaves got freed and they were rich, they ended up picking up having slaves themselves. Like it just come to find out is that was how the industry was ran. In order for you to continue to expand your wealth, you had to have slaves too, or you wouldn't be able to compete with the other businesses out there. Right. So you had freed slaves, ended up owning slaves. Now how they treated them, we don't know, but that just goes to show you how this is how the business control everybody. So even if Snoop ain't controlled by somebody else, which of course he is, the business itself controls you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how is he going to survive if he don't do the same shit that Suge did, or the same shit that all the other people in their position do?
Right.
It's the industry.
That's
called the industry.
Right. You won't be able to. Yeah, you won't be able to survive without these certain requirements that you need to survive for that business to sustain in the industry. Facts. They all following protocol.
All following protocol
to even maintain. So with all these other companies that's trying to take control of artist publishing, basically Snoop is doing the same thing by taking over his artist publishing. Just to survive and maintain. Damn.
And that's the status quo. That's what they all do.
Right. They made R. Kelly sign his shit over and still threw him in jail. They promised him that they wasn't going to put him in jail if he signed over his shit. He signed it over and they still threw his ass in jail.
You know what I noticed? The universe makes us all hypocrites at some point.
Yeah.
Because you would look at Snoop and say, well, you're a hypocrite, fool, because you was going through the same shit with Suge. Now you're doing that to your artists.
Right.
The same shit that Suge was doing, you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like he was put in that position to see shit from Suge's eyes.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy. I wonder, damn, we ain't hear from Suge in a while. I wonder what his thoughts was on this shit. We ain't hear from Suge in a minute.
As a matter of fact, I think Jewel was really open about her, working in a job, and I think she was doing security and different things. Like, you didn't bury Jewel?
That's
crazy.
He
give you signs. That's a dog ass nigga. I know he has a dog ass nigga because I know how much that costs at minimum for a person that you don't care about, but you just giving it because you tender at heart. But for a person that's paid all that music within what they did, and you would think the relationship that they had, that should tell you.
Sad to hear, man. Yeah, I was making
Yeah.
good music too.
That's crazy.
Amazing studio, man. It was amazing vibe. But shit, that shit within 2 months, and I waited 6 months of us talking.
And you gave that nigga a fake ass.
Come on, man.
J
You
too.
don't do that, bro. You know, for shit, if
I got
some people make
bullshit, man.
$50,000 a year. Some people don't make that a year. Honestly, that with what I had, I'm still catching up. And this was 2 years ago. I'm still catching up.
Dang.
I was trying to do deals with people and talk to them after I did the deal with Snoop, right? Oh, after we were talking, and I ain't really wasn't gonna say nothing. People didn't really want to do deals with me no more because they felt I was out of reach because now who I'm involved with. Or, yeah, I can get you, but can you get him too? Man, I had somebody that offered, I think it went from $2 million to $5 million in another country for Snoop to do a show.
Can't do it. Right, yeah.
In the midst of all this bullshit going on, I sent an agreement to his people. And if I'm not mistaken, I got it up to $5 million.
Dang.
Maybe more.
That's hard to get. Like $5 million from out of another country for you being, you know, for all your old music and shit. It's crazy. Yeah, Snoop should have did that shit at least so he, you know, Danny Boy could eat off that. Like damn, Snoop, you moving like that? But like you said, bro, he moving like that because that's the only way he's trying to sustain him and move. Like they basically selling out again.
Because
All right,
niggas don't want to lower their lifestyle standards. Because you gotta think about it.
Right.
Like even though they make a lot of money, they go broke really fast because of overhead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just for instance, like look at people saying Floyd Mayweather is broke. That's why he got to take all these fights.
Yeah. Because
50 was saying the same. 50 was saying that Floyd's gonna go broke because it's overhead.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
owning
overhead.
jets and all them cars and all them mansions and all that shit. Like you gotta think about it. Every penny counts with these celebrities when they trying to maintain a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then the status quo of the business, how the business is ran. Like the people who's never in their position will never see it that way. They want to see it as more so, you know, ethical. Like, damn, nigga, I put my work into that album. I put my heart and soul into that music. I should be able to decide how it's sold or what, you know what I mean, which direction it could be taken or whatever, whether it's licensed or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's all perspective at this point. It's all perspective at this point.
All right, I wanted to switch gears because this just came out. Like they just dropped the 911 call with Rihanna. That situation where her house getting shot up. TMZ just put the 911 call out, so I want to switch back to this Rihanna shit real quick while we still live on this topic. So let me know if y'all can hear it though. This is the 911 dispatch call.
52, shooting just occurred. Approximately 10 shots heard and an unknown person shouting code 3 incident 1920 RD809 semi for additional. 8852, Kansas incident 1921. All units 8820 responding closely from Santa Monica and Sonar to.
Talk to you. Show us back here.
8852, Roger. Other unit with the message repeat.
81 shows back from the station.
All units 81 backing from the station to. All units at 8028, 8028 additional. Your shooting just occurred. The PR believes the shots came from across the street of the upper gate. The PR does not have visual. No further. It's additional 1921. Westfield unit, shooting just occurred. This vehicle is a white Tesla, SU northbound on Coldwater. 10 gunshots fired from the vehicle at the gate. Code 3, incident 1932, RD809.
Air 10, can you find out the make of that Tesla? I'm sorry, the model.
Tesla.
Urgent somebody. Maybe are you still on the line? Number 2, passenger. For the description, the passenger was firing a gun. Additional on incident 1932. Do you know the model of the car? L 60, Roger. Westfield units responding. Shooting just occurred. Suspect vehicle is a 2023 to 2024 Tesla 4-door with paper license plate, unknown model. Additional incident 1932. ID 53, the suspect was last seen going southbound on Coldwater Canyon. Stand by, the piers attempting to check the camera footage for a license plate.
85, short code 100 on Sunset Coldwater.
85 to repeat across to Coldwater.
Sunset.
Sorry, Nancy 85 to code 100, Sunset Coldwater.
Beverly Hills notified. 81, was there a license plate number on the Tesla?
Maybe are you on the line? Stand by, the piers attempting to look at the camera footage for the license plate. Our unit position on the shooting just occurred. Suspect vehicle was last seen Coldwater Canyon, additional incident 1921.
02, it's going to be a Tesla Model 3, white in color. Stand by for the plate.
Airtain will copy. We're in the area.
Airtain's in the area.
82, confirm it was southbound Coldwater. 7834, Roger.
Our unit position on the shooting just occurred. Suspect vehicle is a white Tesla Model 3, license plate David Paul 38 Edward 1, David Paul 38 Edward 1, last seen.
So that's the 911 call of that. But let me switch back over to this real quick. I wanted to get into this real quick.
They saying it was a drive-by?
Yeah, say shot up from the Tesla. Yeah, AR-15. How can
so
shoot the AR-15 from the Tesla? White Tesla.
So it was more than just that woman then, because you can't. How the fuck you gonna do a drive-by with just you in an AR-15 with one hand on the wheel and one hand shooting off the AR?
Right.
How does that
Fact.
make any sense? And then how did the neighbor? You remember we just seen on the news they said a neighbor spotted a woman with blonde hair. How you see that shit and she was inside the car? How was you able to give a detailed? How were you able to give a detailed description like that and you was inside? And you know that stuff happens fast. It's like, how were you able to get a detailed description like that? And the thing is, it's hard to catch someone, you know, doing a drive-by on a camera. Like the person is inside of the car and got a big ass gun out of. Like, how could you even see? How could you even get a description?
Yeah, was it somebody?
And how was it just one woman? How was it just that one woman doing a drive-by in a car by herself with an AR-15?
I get, you know what?
Who the fuck is she? She military trained? I don't even think a military trained motherfucker can even do that. One arm out the window, one on the steering wheel, the other arm out the window holding the AR, dumping it at the gate.
And then we if they release, I'm pretty sure it was cameras on the block, they gonna get the footage and release it, and then we'll be able to see. I mean, we'll be able to see.
Oh
shit.
Man.
You know.
So y'all don't think it's something strange about that?
Yeah,
let us know in the comments if y'all think that's strange. That little woman, she looked bony as hell. So she's able to aim that AR with one hand, with the other hand on the steering wheel of the unless she used the self-drive. Maybe she let the Tesla drive itself.
Yeah, who knows?
But if you seen her on their social media, she seemed like a dutz, like something was wrong with her. Like she don't even look like she'd be able to handle a AR.
Right.
She don't even look like she's able to handle the AR. More or less do a drive-by with one hand. That's wild, bro.
Absolutely. All right, let me get into this real quick. So before we get out of here, this is Danny Boy shares a disappointment about Snoop giving him a fake chain. Gave him a whole fake chain and shit. So let's get into this. This is he did an interview with Art of Dialogue. I guess it's the same interview, but this is a clip from it. Let's get into it. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
That he gave you is real.
Man, yeah, pull it up closer.
Dang.
Snoop took this off his neck and put it on my neck in the So High video. And I went to go get the chain cleaned, and I'm like, shit.
He went to go pawn.
The person I took it to was like, shit, you want to clean it? He's like, what's this? I'm like, what you mean, what's this? Man, I don't know if I should have thought if it was real or not, right? This ain't shit. This shit ain't worth shit. So not only did you fuck with me while I had shit going on, you kind of put me in danger. Because where I was living, a nigga would have thought this was worth something. But I don't think he considered that. He just wanted to look like just like what he do with everybody else. I'm gonna pass out all these motherfuckers. What is this, a fucking baddies chain? I'm not no motherfucking baddie, nigga. The fucking Natalie Nunn ass nigga. You put this shit out on me, you give me this shit, put this on my neck, I'm going back. You're doing all this shit on the internet to be the clown that he is on the internet, to make it look like he's this good guy. But everybody that talk about him, y'all ain't hearing good stuff. What? Give me a good story about him outside of his ass running in the Olympics. Or whatever he's doing with the Olympics, of being on the fucking cake box or some shit. I don't wish no hate upon him. I ain't mad at him. I mean, you know, no pun intended. I ain't mad at you. Like, keep pushing. But that was some fake ass, just as fake as this chain is, that is. This shit ain't worth shit. I'm finna put it. I tried to sell it, a motherfucker wouldn't buy it. I tried to do an auction on it, thinking that because it came off of his neck, a motherfucker didn't want it.
That nigga took
what am I
that
do
shit
with
to
it?
the pawn shop. That nigga told me to get it clean. That nigga was trying to sell that shit. Nigga took that shit to the pawn shop. They was like, nigga, this chain is not real. It's gold plated ass shit, ain't worth nothing. Dang. Oh, wow.
Wild.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
wild,
that's
bro.
enough. That's status quo in the game too. Fake chains.
Yeah, fake chains and shit.
It's a lot of fake chains in the industry, bro.
Right.
A lot of fake chains.
Chain.
Niggas trying to pass moissanite off as diamonds, which is fine, but admit that it's moissanite, not diamond.
Right. Facts.
Like, a lot of shit be gold plated or it ain't really solid gold. Like, let's just, I mean, that's most niggas don't spend all that money on those chains. A lot of times when they wearing that shit, they just promoting it for the jeweler.
Right.
For dumb niggas who just come up and people who just come across some money and they want to influence them to buy the chain.
Right. And the real shit they do use usually be sponsored by the jeweler.
Yeah, sponsored by the jeweler.
Right.
To draw in people who just coming across money for the first time to go buy real shit and waste all their money on some jewelry.
Yeah.
That's what the celebrities are for. So they get a celebrity some real shit. But then the celebrities, like niggas like, you know, people who own record labels and stuff, shit, they get they artists a bunch of fake chains.
Yeah, they gonna get them some fake shit. Man, if you're a new artist, man, and you hearing this message, nigga, you better buy real gold and silver, bullion and shit like that. Gold bars, bullion,
right?
Put that shit and stash that shit somewhere.
Yep. Put it either in a safety deposit box or bury that shit somewhere.
All right.
Don't fucking don't fall for the wearing the necklaces and all that bullshit. Cause that ain't gonna be worth shit.
Yeah, right. That ain't worth shit. And the real shit is too expensive to buy. You spend up all your goddamn damn advance money trying to buy some real shit. Can you imagine buying a real solid gold chain?
They can't afford to buy that shit. And if they do, they stupid. That's all they able to have.
Facts.
You can't eat that. Niggas gonna be starving with a solid gold chain around their neck. You know what I'm saying?
On a dog with a solid gold bone.
Niggas gonna be hungry as shit with a gold chain around their neck.
I got it made.
The hell?
Oh,
but that's
shit,
the type
man.
mindset they raise niggas to be this insecure.
Just whips your chains.
Yeah,
slave
like they raised us like that. That's
Whips
they
and
raised us
chains.
to be like that.
on some slave shit.
Spend our bread on some bullshit like that.
Right.
Or a vehicle, you know, $100,000 vehicle and a $30,000 necklace.
Now I can see if you because you reach a certain tax bracket, you got to spend it. Uncle Sam gonna take it. So if you buying some shit, based off of some tax write-off purposes, then I can see you doing that. But
Yeah.
because government, you don't spend a certain amount, government gonna want to take your shit. So you might want to buy a car or something, or buy your mama a car, or a few trinkets or some shit that just at least that you can write off as taxes, maybe give some money out, do like a fundraiser joint or some shit, and just to keep Uncle Sam off your goddamn back, because there's some money hungry ass vultures up there.
That's another whole live stream.
Right.
Them motherfuckers. Them goddamn vampires.
blood sucking
Blood
fiends.
sucking fiends. Literally.
Right.
Epstein, literally.
No epi.
No epi. Literally. Blood sucking fiends.
Right.
Man, this shit is
Hell
crazy,
yeah.
man. Damn, Snoop. They coming Snoop
Yeah,
hard, boy.
they got Snoop.
I thought Snoop was on a I thought he was on a up and up because I thought he was like because he had to be looked out for. Like Master
Yeah.
P looked out for him and shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
I
you
mean after
said,
Suge, yeah.
he got to play the game to survive. He got to play their game. You know what I mean? He's not coming to save the day. He's not coming to save artists and get their publishing, and he's not there.
Right.
He's not doing that. He's not.
He's playing the game.
Yeah, he's playing the game because he
Yep.
know if he has to go that other route, then a lot of other shit gonna come his way if he try to be the hero nigga to save the day for these artists and their publishing. That's gonna put him on the other side. That's gonna put him on the other side. You could tell Snoop a desperate ass nigga because he linked up with Trump after talking all that shit about Trump. Then you linked up with the nigga, so we knew you just an opportunist ass nigga, Snoop.
I mean,
Call it what it is.
everybody, just about everybody in his
Yeah, that
position
industry,
are
yeah.
opportunists, though.
Right,
Like
right,
that whole
right.
industry is about that. Like
Yeah,
them
they
niggas wouldn't have got nowhere if opportunists. Them niggas wouldn't
right,
got
right.
nowhere without no opportunity.
Yeah, they ain't none of them niggas coming to save the day.
Unless it benefits them.
Right.
Now, if it benefit them, yeah, they you know what I'm saying? If it
Yeah.
benefits them
Right.
personally.
Right.
Like, but most people ain't built like that to work off ethics like that. Ethics is not real in that industry.
Right.
There's no real ethics in that industry. Nobody will give a fuck about no ethics when they just trying to make money. They don't care.
Well,
it's the industry.
It's the industry.
That's why the planet looks like how it looks now. That's why shit is fucked up now because
all these
industries, yeah.
All these industries.
And look, it turns family against each other. Look at that.
Right. Facts.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey.
Dads and Snoop are what, first cousins and shit.
Yeah, they first cousins.
And look,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no love in that industry ain't no different than the streets.
Right. Facts.
Why you think they shooting up Rihanna's crib?
Yeah, they shooting up Rihanna.
Yeah, that industry is no different than the streets.
Dang.
But dealing with that industry, you dealing with it's a higher stake. Well, no, you can't really say that because the streets is high stake too. So
yeah, it's high.
They both high stakes and they own. Yep, and they own.
They own right. Yeah, and they own lanes. Right.
And sometimes they merge together. A lot of times they merge together.
Yeah. Sometimes the rap game remind me of the crap game.
Yeah, exactly.
You should support Gazelli with black frames. Y'all make sure y'all smashing that like button, please.
And if y'all just coming through subscribing, make sure y'all click the notification bell so you be notified when we go live.
Yeah. Make sure
videos.
Yeah, click on that notification. Even if you already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell right there on the video. So when we go live, we do uploads. You'll be the first to know.
Shout out to y'all who've been shopping with us at nightandayherbals.com. This is sponsored by nightandayherbals.com. That's our herbal shop. We got natural hair care, skin care products. We got CBD. We got lotions. We got body oils. And soaps. All of our stuff is 100% natural, no synthetic chemicals. Very, very high quality. The CBD is very, very high quality. It helps with all types of conditions, like for relaxation, for anxiety, for insomnia, for pain. I mean, even act as an appetite suppressant. CBD for people who want to do that. People who feel like, oh, I need to shed a couple pounds because it's getting warmer out. I mean, the CBD is even good for that. So make sure y'all hit sign up to the email list if y'all do take a visit over there, because we send discounts out and all that stuff through our newsletter. So make sure y'all do that. And we want to thank all of y'all for the support, man.
Definitely appreciate y'all. And shit. Anything else?
Nope.
Anything
The
else?
link,
Y'all?
the link to the shop is pinned to the top of the chat, or it's going to be in the description of this video, or you could just scan the QR code that's on the screen. It take you straight to nightandayherbals.com.
Facts. Yep. And on that note, we're gonna catch y'all on the next live stream. All right. Peace, y'all.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.